casino myths, gambling fallacies, and the bias that feeds all of it. That's what we're going to be talking about in this new series. And this is episode 1, where I'm going to lay out what I believe to be the foundation to all of it. That's coming up right after this. Welcome to Cruising on Comps. Hello again, everyone, and welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, my name is Chris. This is Cruising on Comps, and as promised, we're going to be diving into what I personally believe to be the foundation for most gambling fallacies and casino myths, and particularly slot machine myths that are out there today. Before I do that, I got two things. The first thing is I want you to make sure to hang out to the end of this video, because I have a test that will prove to you that you indeed, along with everyone else, are susceptible to this particular bias I'm going to be discussing. The second thing is I understand that over time, certain gamblers have adopted certain belief systems, I guess would be the best way to put it. I'm not here to try to throw shade on any of that, okay? It's your money. You gamble it however you want to, in any way you want to. What I am trying to do, though, is help by providing education that will allow folks to really maximize their value in the eyes of the casino. And my process and the way I do that is by maximizing my bankroll. And I'm able to do that with the same amount of money because I don't get caught in these traps, or at least I try not to get caught in these traps that cause me to make bad decisions that cost me more money than if I weren't to fall into those traps, okay? So that's my whole reason for doing this. What we'll find out as we go through this series is there are things that the casino does and the gaming manufacturers do to exploit these particular fallacies and myths that are out there. They're fully aware of them, and they exploit them, and that exploitation can lead to gamblers making irrational decisions, and those decisions lead to the casino making more money. Is that ethical? No, but they do it. They're a business, and that's what they're doing. I don't agree with it. I personally think it's very unethical, and in a lot of instances, I think it should be illegal, but it certainly happens. So that's what we're trying to avoid. So what is this bias I'm talking about? Well, it's a term most of you are probably familiar with and have at least heard, which is confirmation bias. I want to go ahead and give you the definition of confirmation bias, and then we'll discuss how that gets woven into a casino environment. So confirmation bias is the human tendency to search for, interpret, favor, and recall information in a way that aligns with our pre-existing beliefs. It causes us to unconsciously, and that's a very important word, it causes us to unconsciously filter out data that contradicts our views and overvalue evidence that supports them. So to use this in the context of a casino environment, you may be someone that believes that the day you should gamble heavily on a cruise is the first day, because that's when they have that button in the back that they turn the dial, and that's when the most payouts are going to all the players on the casino floor. Or maybe you believe the opposite, and you believe that the last day is the day that they turn up that dial because they want everybody to leave happy. The reality is neither one of those things are true. That's not how gambling works. That's not how slot machines work. But there are certainly people that believes those things, and they can provide you with what they feel is evidence to support those claims. But what's happening is they're absorbing the things that support the claim, and they are unconsciously avoiding the things that do not support that claim. So that's what we have to be careful of in a casino environment, because we're all susceptible to this, myself included. But what my recognition of this enables me to do is when I find myself and I catch myself unconsciously creating this thought process in my head because the casino got in my brain and it's got a hold of me, is I step back and I evaluate everything from all angles. And I say, what am I not looking at? Forget what I'm looking at that supports what my belief is. What am I not looking at? That's what I need to pay attention to. And that leads me into the test I told you that I would give you at the beginning of the episode, which is this. Close your eyes, and when you open them, and I'll cue you to do that in just a second, I want you to look around the room you're in, and I want you to find as much blue, the color blue, as possible, okay? So go ahead and open your eyes. Now look around. Again, as much blue as you possibly can. All right? Now, you've found a lot of blue, I'm sure. Go ahead and close your eyes again. And I want you to say out loud how much red you saw. Now, you might be going, wait a minute, Chris, you didn't tell me to look for red. You told me to look for blue. But you have to ask yourself this question. You can go ahead and open your eyes now, and while I'm explaining, go ahead and look around for red. And I'm sure you're going to see a lot more red than you initially did. But you have to ask yourself this question. Did that red just magically appear when you reopened your eyes? No, it was already there. Why didn't you notice it? Because you gave your brain a task, and the task was to find as much blue as possible. So your brain went out and it started looking for blue, and it completely ignored anything that did not help you achieve that task. But it was there. You just unconsciously ignored it. And then when you went back and you looked for red, you found a lot of red. Again, it was already there, but you just didn't notice it because that wasn't what we were trying to do. It's how the human brain works in this regard. It has to do with efficiency. Your brain can't process everything it's seeing all the time, so it picks tasks, and that's what it focuses on, and it ignores everything else. So I'll even take that a step further, and I will guarantee you that most likely when I said look for blue, you counted some things that had a hint of blue in it, but it wasn't the primary color. And you also did that with red. That's how much your brain desires to help you be successful in achieving a task. Is it will even break the rules and bend the rules to help you collect even more evidence to support what you're trying to do and ignore things that you're not. So having that understanding and applying that understanding and creating a barrier when you're gambling between what you think is going on and what is actually going on, as we start to discuss these myths and these fallacies, you'll see how that weaves into these. But if you recognize it up front and you're able to step back and evaluate a scenario from all angles and absorb all the evidence and to give your mind that goal, then you'll learn where you're being taken advantage of by believing certain things. And once you realize you're being taken advantage of, that doesn't mean gambling's not still going to be fun. It is. But what it does mean is in most instances, you're going to be able to do a lot more with the same amount of money because you're not making as many irrational decisions based off of a belief that is not supported with all of the evidence. So that's the foundation. That's today's topic in the video. Please, if you have not already subscribed, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Ring that notification bell, especially for this series, so you'll know when those videos are dropping. Hit the thumbs up. Share it with your friends. Leave a comment in the comment section. All of that stuff really helps this channel grow, and I am greatly, greatly appreciative of all of your efforts to help me do that. So thank you so much. Appreciate all of you, and I will catch you on the next one.